Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. It's East versus West here in Toronto. The Raptors hope to put on a show for their hometown fans. Here's the starting group for Houston. Everly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Motiejunas and Howard, the post pair. And it's Ariza in the small forward position.
And for Kyle Lowry, last season was full of milestones. First, he signs the big contract extension for 4 years. Then he earns his first ever All-Star selection. Unfortunately, didn't finish as strong with the postseason, but a terrific year.
Drills the three-pointer. Lowry's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Harden dishes to Howard. And Beverly gets to Ariza. 6 to shoot. Howard, the pass to Harden. From 18 feet away. Can't get it to go. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Rosen dishes to Ross. Out to DeRozan. Lets it go from deep. The shot misses. Harden with the defensive effort. Oh! He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year, and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers.
That's what I like, a nice, strong finish inside.
That's what he does. He's got that dunker mentality.
Goodness, physicality personified right there. Able to just go up and finish over the biggest defender.
And Valanciunas gets to DeRozan. That one's good from the corner. DeRozan's got his second basket. And that one's good.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
And it's Lowry penetrating. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that basket.
Beverly against Lowry. To the middle. No good from Valanciunas.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Beverly, the pass to Motiejunas. Kicks it out to Ariza. And it's going to be a 3-second call. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the first. Out to DeRozan. The feed now to Patterson. And it's Joseph in the corner. And the Raptors miss again.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Boy, that was a violent throw down there.
You're telling me.
I mean, it's almost like he doesn't like the rim.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And from what we've seen so far from the Raptors, guys, your thoughts?
You know, I like the confidence that they've shown here early on.
Not only the confidence, Greg, but they've been the more aggressive team early on.
Lowry and DeRozan are the guard tandem. Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Scope. And it's Ross in the 3 slot. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter. Lowry from outside. The long distance three is buried. Lowry's got 6. And one thing about DeMar DeRozan, Such sweet mid-range jump shooting accuracy. It was his bread and butter in college, and great the same here in the pros.
And he gets tremendous lift going up. Really squares himself to the rim and releases it quickly. Almost an impossible shot to defend.
Ariza dishes to Moniunas. Ariza kicks to Harden. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the layup falls. He's got 8.
You know, you look at DeRozan. I mean, he wants to expand his game. He's been working on a three-point shot, but hit only 28% from behind the arc last season. That's not going to help you win on the biggest stage.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And speaking of DeRozan, if he wants to expand his game, I think he should actually take it further inside than outside. He has the size, the strength, the leaping ability to succeed at the rim, and that could improve his field goal accuracy, which at 41% is much more a product of shot selection than his ability to make shots.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Three-pointer, Lowry, rebounded by Howard.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
It's DeRozan with the drop. He had dropped for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on the clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Here's Beverly. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. The Rockets again can't hit.
And for Luis Scola, a very different role for him over the last 2 years. I mean, he was a starter for most of his career, then signed with Indiana, who had David West at the 4. Off the bench, though, Scola still played efficiently, but he was just used to putting up much bigger numbers for other teams.
It's DeRozan with the drop. And there's a whistle that's going to go on James Harden. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. Biyombo's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Luis Scola. James Johnson's checked in for Ross. And it's Joseph in for DeMar DeRozan. Capella gets to Ariza. Shot clock at 6. That is good.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Yeah, and they're starting to warm up from the field this quarter.
Adding to their lead, and you see that field goal percentage for the game steadily heading north.
Smith, no good. Fast break. Here come the Raptors. Lowry leading the charge. And it's Houston on the break. Here's
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Toronto ahead. They're up by 3. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
I'll tell you what, he put together an entire highlight reel in that first half alone. Just a collection of spectacular dunks.
An explosive display it was, fellas. They might have to get the backup rim ready if he keeps attacking the hoop like he did before the break.
Now we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. Taking a look at the Rockets. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Modiunas and Howard the post pair. And it's Beverly in the point guard position. And he sinks the second. Thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished. Struggled to handle the ball. Created then his own shot. And but sometimes he would create for others too. But he settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You can see the physical talent is there in terms of him playing the two. The question is, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that. No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack. They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Raptors with the lead.
And, you know, getting back to DeRozan, he's put a spit shine on his offense. Over the past 2 seasons, averaged over 20 points a game, was also good for 3 or 4 assists, showing everybody how work ethic can overcome unrefined skill.
You know, for DeMar DeRozan, scary to think that he's still scratching the surface of his potential. Made his first All-Star appearance in 2014, was a little dinged up last year, but still very effective. No doubt he's the real deal. And that's what we want for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
3-on-3. Harden gets to Beverly. Offensive rebound. Here's Howard. And that one is hammered home.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up.
And Gio, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Boy, it sure could, Kevin. I mean, he salvaged 2 big points for them off that miss.
One thing about Kyle Lowry, he has a bulldog mentality. We saw that from his days at Villanova.
No question about that, and I love that about him. He's very simple, not really flashy, just consistently beats the rock. He wears his opponents down.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Biyombo is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for Luis Thorpe. Johnson, he's checked in for Terrence Ross. And it's Joseph in for DeMar DeRozan. For Toronto, they have made 2 and missed 2 at the line tonight.
And talking about Lowry, going to Toronto was a godsend for him. I mean, he had clashed with a number of coaches early in his career. His hard-headedness had been working against him. But in Toronto, he learned how to buy into a system and save the wrath for his opponent.
Here's Capella. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Capella's got his first bucket in this one.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Here's Harden. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. He has a scorching 86%.
Well, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
Here's Biyombo. And they get it back. The third quarter comes to a close. The Rockets on top as they end the third quarter with a 13-4 run. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Centre in downtown Toronto. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. DeRozan at the 2 with Ross playing the 3. Scola out there with Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Lowry in at the point. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Valanciunas passes to Beverly. Howard in the post. Valanciunas is there.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Big-time basket there on the inside. He had to get that one up and over the big guy.
Way up and over the big guy. And what a time in the ball game to make it happen.
DeRozan against Beverly. The wide open look here for DeRozan. And right on target. Good. And the Raptors lead by 1.
The lead changes hands once more. There has been no separation between these two teams.
You know, it's made for one heck of an entertaining game. Even when it hasn't been the best basketball being played, it sure has been fun to watch.
Toronto calls timeout. They're losing by 1. There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. He's looking for whatever they have left in the tank. He said, I know it's been a hard work. Now's not the time to leave anything in reserve. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I expect you to be going all out, full speed. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. Harden gets the money units. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Harden. And he didn't get far enough under that one.
Defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that game. Well done.
Well, right down to the wire here, Clark. Still anyone's ball game.
Both teams really invested now. I mean, this is the type of game you love to win, and you hate to lose.
Yeah, and after all the energy both sides have expended, both teams still hungry for a win.
Timeout call for Rockets. They trailed by 1. 1:12 left here in the fourth quarter. 1:12 left in the fourth quarter. He dishes it to Ariza. Pass to Beverly. Feeds it to Howard. Ariza outside. Just 5 on the clock. Houston needs to get a shot. Here's Harden. Count it.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Deflects the pass. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for either one of them.
Out to DeRozan. Lets it go with the 3. Knocks down the 3.
What a bucket at one of the more crucial moments of the game.
How about the cool, collected way in which he delivered it? Clutch. Oh, that certainly could be costly. In a close one, those kinds of mistakes can really give the other team momentum.
It's rebounded by Houston.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so that you get into the penalty.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
He drops the first one. That makes it a 3-point lead. So he gets them both in a 4-point ball game.
2-possession game now, guys. Some very important free throws there.
Now a timeout called by Houston. They're down by 4. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know what? It isn't over yet. A quick score and a foul.
And perhaps a few missed free throws, and they're right back in it. So It all has to happen fast, but it could happen.
Three-pointer. A reason to look.